you need us to.
Okay. Three, two, one, begin.
My favorite vacation that I've ever been on would be when I went to Scotland. I spent 3 months abroad in Scotland for a Teach Abroad program where I worked with students from a primary 2 class. So they were roughly about 6 or 7 years old. So in the weekdays, I would spend my time teaching and helping out. It was like a student teaching type of program. And on the weekends, I would spend a lot of time just with people I met, friends, people from work, host family. I met a lot of really cool people there, and I got to explore a lot of Scotland. I saw a lot of places. I stayed in a place called Inverness, which is actually really close to the Loch Ness, which is Loch Ness Monster. I didn't see the Loch Ness Monster, though, when I was ever there. It never came out. But Loch Ness had a really cool castle nearby called the Urquhart Castle. And I also saw castles in Edinburgh, the big fortress. It was giant. It took over half the city, it looked like, and had the greatest views. I also spent some time in Glasgow, and on the Isle of Skye, I saw a castle there my dad really, really liked called the Eilean Castle. And Edinburgh and Glasgow are really cool big cities. I spent some time there by myself. I traveled by train over there, and I got to see a lot of the sights of the city. I got to go around shopping. I got to walk around, and then I got to go see some of the nightlife. They had some really cool underground clubs and stuff like that. And so that was just some free time I had when I was in Scotland. So that was more of the vacation side. So it was kind of a work experience, but I got to do a lot of vacation-y things, touristy things as well. So that was my vacation in Scotland. My favorite thing I got to see over there was probably when I went to the Isle of Skye. It was a tour I signed up for. It was a bus tour, and Isle of Skye is actually not very big. From one side to the other, it only takes 4 hours to get through the whole island. And so we took a bus tour over there, and we just rode the bus. We'd stop at all these different places to see the sights. It was really pretty. Lots of hills, rocks, hill walking. We got to go hill walking a little bit, not too far, unfortunately, because the tour was only a day long. We got to see the Eilean Castle, which was a giant ruin at that point, but it was really neat to see, and you could still go in parts of the castle, and it was awesome. It was actually surrounded on 3 sides by water, so there's only one entrance and one exit to the castle, so it was really, really cool. And I got to go on some field trips as well, which were sightseeing for me. So Brodie Castle was a castle I got to go take a field trip with the kids. So it was fun. I got to take the kids along with me this time, and I got to see another castle. That was actually really close to Inverness, where I was staying at the time. I also got to see the castle of Inverness, and there was another castle nearby called Cawdor Castle, which was actually mentioned in Shakespeare's Macbeth. And they had the prettiest gardens ever. It was awesome. It was the biggest garden I've ever seen. It was full of different types of flowers. They had all these hiking trails, and definitely I loved Cawdor Castle a lot. It was really, really pretty. So that was my favorite vacation because I haven't got to spend that much time overseas. I went by myself, so it was a new experience. I traveled by myself, and I felt really comfortable when I got back. I was saying, okay, I could probably travel by myself again sometime. And I think that it would be great to travel some more. I would definitely go back to Scotland if I could. My parents want to go, and I would really love to take them sometime. Scotland is also kind of a neat place to go because our family is Scottish a little bit. We've traced our family back from Scotland, so it's really neat to see. And when I go back, I'd like to go to see the actual town that our family came from, which is called Dundee. I didn't get to go there. I was in the Highlands in the northern side of Scotland most of the time. So, and Dundee is towards the south, towards the sea part. So I didn't get to go there, and actually it's a really quick trip from Scotland to England, which would be a really cool trip next time as well. I think the hardest part about traveling was the time difference. The jet lag was brutal. I had it was a 7-hour time difference, I think. And my first few days there, I was really exhausted, and it was just a whole difference. So I really enjoyed that trip, and I would love to take it again. All right, thanks.